Bugs. Okay. Hey guys, it's Lee. Welcome back to my channel. This week was originally supposed to be my last scrapbook haul that I did that was like in October, that I filmed in November, that was supposed to be released in December. But unfortunately, in the middle of me backing up my hard drive that has all of my pre-filmed things for unfinished videos and previously edited videos from the past, basically the beginning of this channel, it kind of crapped out on me in the middle of bulking it up on Google Drive, and I have no access to it anymore. So there goes all my B-roll from my scrapbook haul that I previously filmed. Luckily, I was able to back up the actual me talking to you guys part. However, it's Monday as I'm recording this, and that's only 2 days away from Scrappy Wednesday upload. So I thought, okay, I don't have enough time to film B-roll and edit this video in 2 days. You'd be surprised how long these haul videos actually take to edit. But because of that, I thought, you know what? I spent that week off completely Marie Kondoing my physical spaces, including my office. And even though it's not like redecorated and everything, I've never actually shown you guys the entirety of my office space. So I thought this would be a nice, quick, but still hopefully interesting video for you guys to watch. I see a lot of other crafting channels and bullet journaling channels do this, and at first I was like, no, why would anyone be interested in my space? But I'm thinking, you know what, like I'm actually interested in those videos on other channels, and I really like my office. It's very, very me and very aesthetic, if I do say so myself. So yeah, without further ado, I'll show you guys my office tour. All right, so we are actually at my door right now to enter. This room is actually insanely small, but I thought showing you guys like details of the room and like explaining why certain things are in certain places would be the best. And also, I'm going to apologize right now if I look at up here instead of over here at you guys. I'm still getting used to actually having like a flip up screen. This is my new vlogging camera that I don't really get to pull out too often, but I thought it'd be good for this video. We're gonna start with this. I basically just have all of my hats and my favorite bag. This one I actually embroidered myself when I was still at that god-awful place. I actually made a short film about my experience there if you're interested. A little plug there. I'm sure the card is somewhere. But yeah, I embroidered this one with my tag that I usually use in the Leaf Factor videos. And I wore this like religiously when I was at that old job, so it's just kind of like a little sentimental thing now. I don't usually wear it too much now. I kind of want to go see if I can get it like professionally washed because it's been well loved. It's pretty dirty. Nothing else too interesting there. So now we're going out here. You guys always see this if you've seen my videos. I actually use this space in my closet for my background for my bullet journaling videos and any kind of intro I normally would film, because I feel like it just looks nice and clean and it's easy. But this dream catcher actually is from one of my friends. She made this completely by hand. Like, my friends are so unbelievably crafty, it's insane. When she made this, I forget exactly what each of these stones are called. Basically, all of these different crystals help with something. I don't know. You know, like the crystal-y stuff where it's like all the, you know, voodoo, hoo-hoo stuff. I don't know. I love it. It's so pretty. So there's that. And then we go into here. This is new territory for you guys. I became obsessed with plants. This big pothos I actually got almost a full year ago now. It just flourished, and I love how it looks going down this giant bookshelf. And up here is actually the very first plant that I got. My sister gave me this pothos from one of her pothos. It started off very, very tiny, and this thing has been through a lot and has been a major thorn in my side. It is constantly growing those little tiny black bugs. They've been trying to infect my other plants, so because I put it there and they regrew, they've been trying to infect that one, so I had to get this special like dust stuff that my sister showed me. It's been a struggle, and this guy has just not wanted to grow like this one. I'm hoping one day it will, and this guy really flourished when I kept him up here, so I'm hoping that'll be enough like, so we'll see. So going more towards my bookshelf here, I just have my Insta camera that I literally never use, so it's basically for aesthetic purposes at this point. And little, like, I think he's an onion? I don't know. I got him from Japan, but not like when I was actually in Japan. I ordered him from a Japanese website when I think I was like 15. I actually have the, actually, one second. Let's just go out of my room for a second. I have the big version of it too in my bedroom. The big one used to be there, but I had to switch it because of the pothos. But that's the big guy. But we are not here to see my bedroom. If you are curious about my bedroom, you will just have to watch my short film. But anyway, so here is where I'm keeping my empty travel journals that I will be bringing with me on my next trip. Hopefully when I can move to Japan. Who knows when that will be with Miss Rona here. But here is actually my new bullet journal for the second half of this year. I will be doing that video soon because I need to do it pretty much, I think, in the middle of March because my book's getting really full. So that book will be coming very soon. But with this shelf, a little bit more simple, I made this in Japan. It just says T+L in Japan because Trisha and I made this when we were in Kyoto. And these two books are really, really old. And I got these when I was in Scotland in 2017. And I love the Jungle Book. Like, look at this embossing. Like, that's, oh my God. I love it. And I love finding things like this on my travels. It just brings back like so much memories. And honestly, it looks pretty damn cool. And down here, more Japan stuff. I dressed up as a geisha and that was really freaking cool. This owl and the little vase owl I got at an owl cafe in Kyoto. And then the super, super ugly bookshelves. But after I did my Marie Kondoing and everything the second round, I made sure that all of these books are like my workbooks that help me be like either more productive or just, you know, a better working human. And then the bedtime stories one, obviously that's not like a be a better person book kind of thing, but I had no room in my bedroom. And in here is all of my card stuff, mostly just like the blank cards and envelopes to make cards. But in here are like old cards that are empty that Mom randomly had, and I told her that I could use them as scraps to make new cards. So I just keep them all in here now. I feel like these kind of videos might be dangerous for me because I tend to go on long tangents about my life. So let's continue. Okay, so I ended up having to switch cameras because the other one said it got too hot, so that's great. I don't feel like I've been talking that long. In here is a bunch of half-empty notebooks that I'm currently using, but they're the big ones, and they're not very pretty, and I had this extra thing that matched that, obviously, so I thought using that would be nice in there. Now you guys can see my entirety of this IKEA setup. This TV I got when, kind of morbid, but when my grandpa passed away and it was in his old folks home, so I inherited that. Here is just this little figurine I've had for so long of, well, of two white cats, but when I bought them, it made me think of Snowball and Duffy, my cats, and at one point I even drew like little black lines on the top of the little sleeping cat's head because my cat Duffy had two gray lines on the top of her head when she was born. So now we move up here. I know it's kind of cheesy having like quotes on canvas and whatnot, but I thought they looked really pretty, and like, come on, they look really nice with the colors of this room. So my mom helped me she actually basically helped me set up this entire room, like built the furniture and everything. I just like handed her shit. She's very handy with that stuff, and I really, really suck at it. So it'll be interesting when I eventually get to move to Japan. I have to do all the building by myself, but I'm definitely gonna be making a video about that on my other channel. Or should I have it here? I don't know. What do you guys think? Anyway, back to the tour. And then this little sad empty area. This actually had my Christmas tree here, but during the majority of the year, I literally just have two garbage cans. One for actual garbage and then one for like paper recycling and whatnot. And ugly cords. I don't know what to do about that. It's just a space that just stays like that, I guess. So in this section here is all of the Smash books that I made basically between 2012 to 2016. I would literally just have like an entire book for an entire year. One day I will do a flip through if you guys are curious about that and don't know what the Smash booking thing was. The trend's been done for like years, but I like that I ended up keeping that much memories. This one still needs to be painted. It's the last one that needs to be painted. And this guy, I forget what kind of quartz it is. Maybe someone can tell me in the comments, but I saw it at the New York Museum of Natural History, I believe it was. And I got that in 2017 when I went to New York. In here is where I keep all of my stamps. And in here is just random other scrapbooking supplies. I think this one in particular is my lifting tape for my cards. And Tsum Tsums, I love Winnie the Pooh, so I got a few of those. And this guy I got in Japan. Got to see the Harry Potter world. And this guy, I probably got it from HomeSense, but I filled out like basically our entire Japan itinerary in this thing. Like I was the planner of that trip and we got to see so much. But it was like good. It was like a balance between, okay, here's what we have planned for the day and like now let's just roam and explore and do whatever we want. So I think it was like a healthy dose because I feel like if you do your trip into a big place like that and you're just going purely for exploring, then you're gonna come home and feel like, oh, why didn't we make plans to see this specific thing, and feel like, oh, you missed a lot even though you got to explore and experience that. But on the flip side also, if you plan too detailedly, it's gonna feel like more like a to-do list instead of like, oh, I'm actually enjoying myself. So I feel like splitting it up basically in half and having that for each of your days makes for a better trip, at least from my personal view, and I've experienced both sides of the coin, so I feel like that's a really good balance. Down here, another Tsum Tsum of Winnie the Pooh, random beanie. These containers have different more scrapbooking stuff. So in here, we have all of my sprays for distressing and then some Mod Podge. I don't really use it that much, but once in a while it's good to have. And then modeling clay. I did some modeling clay in my recent card tutorial. I'll leave a link in the card if you're curious. Then I also have embossing powder that you can use when you're making snow. So that's usually what I use on all of my Christmas cards, mixed with some thicker ones. Basically, just a bunch of glitter and sprays and stuff for cards. And in here is very, very empty now, but it's just one of those heating guns. What's it called? Embossing heat tool. So this basically melts the embossing powder onto your paper. Kind of like a giant hairdryer. And then just a random extension cord. Yeah. In here we have, I have an obsession with birds. We're gonna take those off so I can show you. But in here is basically nothing. I think there's only 2 things in here right now. Yeah, more lifting tape, distressing tool, not that exciting. But in here is all of my flowers. This is really intense. Ugh. Originally I would just throw the flowers in here and it would be more time consuming to try to find them. So during my Marie Kondoing, I sorted them into bags of different colors. So whenever I need a specific color or shade, it made it much, much faster to dig. I mean, and this is not terribly exciting, but this little wish sticky thing Rosemary picked up when we went on a hike. That was during 2019, and that was also the month that I was on a social media detox, and that was quite a month. So I'm actually doing a video on that on my other channel and finally editing the footage from that year. Probably around like later this month. At some point you'll see it if you are subscribed to both channels, which in my humble opinion, you should be. All right, so that's it for my table area here. And now we'll go to my desk. I originally actually had this desk on this wall before Mom and I redesigned the room, but we figured that having the desk here would actually be better because we have the straight natural light, and it is now my perfect spot for filming my bullet journaling videos. I actually used to do all my bullet journaling videos and card videos on the floor and just use, well, you can ignore this. This is the thing that broke from my desk earlier today and I didn't have time to fix it. But I would literally just grab one of these board things that I got from the IKEA box that packaged all those boxes. And I would literally just throw on the ground and then spread out everything and set up my tripod with that. And at first I thought it was like such a great idea. I was like, the light's fine. And then I realized that it's really not. So now I switch all of my filming here. I haven't done a card video yet on my desk, so I'm a little bit nervous about it, but I'm basically gonna be using that board thing again. So it's not gonna be as aesthetic as my bullet journaling videos when I do card tutorials, but I mean, if I were trying to keep my desk safe, I'd rather it not be aesthetic and be more about teaching you than looking pretty. So, yeah. All right, so onto the desk. This owl And this owl I actually got from when we were in Scotland. We were driving on the tour bus one day and we saw this guy in front of this random shop, and he had this giant owl with him, and I got to have him on my hand. It was super cool. And inside the store was a bunch of owl stuff, so I wanted to buy these as like a little commemoration of that. And this guy is like, oh my god, he works so well. So my sister got this for me. Actually, the lighting is gonna be better if I close the window. Let's test this out. Okay, yeah, that's a bit easier to see. So my sister got this thing from Amazon. I'll leave a link to it on the bottom if you guys are curious. But it's basically this giant ring light and also holds your phone to start filming. So I originally tried to do TikToks with this thing, but it didn't quite work. So now I really only use it when I need to FaceTime people and I don't really want to hold my phone the entire time. And I use the ring light whenever I'm filming my bullet journaling videos. So I literally will just turn it up like this. And then my tripod will be up here. Again, oopsie. Have all of my washi tapes, like literally all of them, with two little Tsum Tsums of my favorite, and I just keep my little candle here. And they're all color coordinated, so it makes it super easy. I recently bought this instead of just using that because I had like way too many washi tapes. And I got rid of this carousel thing that I had here and replaced it with this, because this was originally on the floor in my closet in there, but it just wasn't working, obviously. So when I ended up decluttering so much, I actually just didn't need the carousel anymore. It was so empty. So I was like, well, now I'll just have my washi tapes here, and all of my tombos are at the bottom. They're not the prettiest looking right now, but you know, they serve their purpose, it's fine. And I ended up being able to completely empty out this guy. So now I just use it to hold some of my glue, my lighter, and now empty spots for eventually when I get more washi tape. So I'm basically holding this space just for when I'm coming back from Japan, because I know for sure they're gonna have so much cute washi tape that I'm gonna need the extra room. There's my laptop, very good gaming laptop, but when I move back from Japan, I'm definitely investing in a desktop, because as well as this works, it doesn't have enough memory or CPU or whatever the heck that technical term is called. Yeah, it'll be good for when I'm moving, but yeah, for when I'm eventually stationary in one home, I will be getting a desktop for sure. And this drawer obviously keeps my pens and pencils, but honestly, it's pretty bad even after Marie Kondoing. I don't know what to do. I need suggestions because I'm literally at a loss here. Anyway, so down here, I put all my hard drives and my other camera gear that's not aesthetic, and I recently just got an iPad and I recently customized it, so that's super exciting. I'm gonna be able to use that to start making thumbnails soon, so woo! And also I needed it for school. It wasn't just for thumbnails. Wasn't gonna spend over $1,000 just to make thumbnails. And down here, random cords and headphones for working. And these headphones, they really help me focus on when I need to edit. So if I really need to go into like the super flow state, I put these guys on. I have my pouches to organize all of my stuff. So in this one, it's all like the blocks that you can plug in your cords to into the wall. And because they're so big and bulky, I need a big one. And then everything in here is literally cords for all of my different stuff. So it's easy to keep it all together. And extra headphones and more cords, each to me a cord when I watch Disney Plus with my friend. He lets me access his account when we want to watch stuff together. So that's really nice of him. And yeah, that is it for that. So here's my last section of my room. So actually, second last. I'm gonna have to show you my gallery wall still. So up here is just more memorabilia from Japan. My mom helped me set this up as well. This fan I got in Kyoto, and these pictures were just from various parts of the trip. I miss Japan so much. And a diffuser from Sage. My friends Sylvia, Trisha, and Rosemary got it for me for my birthday. Rosemary gave me this bracelet that she got when she was in India, so I thought it looked really cool if I just like boop. And then a picture of my Duffster. She was sleeping on my bed that day, so I took a picture of her with it was like one of the first years I had the iPhone, so I was actually able to do that. Because previously, all my photos of my cats were just on like digital cameras, because I just didn't have an iPhone for a really long time. This piggy bank my mom actually made me. Well, technically this one, if I'm being like completely truthful, this one's actually my sister's. But I have the pink one that's downstairs, but the pink one actually goes with the aesthetic of the downstairs basement, so yeah, I took hers. And then here is where I keep literally all of my scrapbook supplies and papers and whatnot. So I recently relabeled on them, so they're actually color-coded and everything. It's pretty fantastic. And over here, the last part of my room. My gallery wall. This took so long to put up, but I love it. It looks so cool, even though it's pretty simple. So I'll show you around with the pictures again. This guy was from when I went to the Bahamas in 2014. And then this one is my group picture of my friends and I dressed up as the Halloween characters from Night Before Christmas, and just we kind of like made it a mix of Night Before Christmas, obviously because I'm Jack and Sally, and like these creepy things in the background, and I made his Jack Skellington thing, Scarecrow version. But because my friends didn't obviously have like cosplays of the other characters from the actual movie, I told them just dress up whatever character you want and we'll just like make our own Halloween town. So that was that. And my friend Jessica, she got me this for my birthday. She apparently found it at a garage sale, and I'm just like, do they realize what they sold? Like, this thing is one of those exclusive commemorative things. According to my parents, I would literally watch this movie like 20 times a day and just keep replaying it on the VHS tape. So very happy with that. That is not moving. And then this I briefly talked about in my August Plan With Me setup. I got this in Hawaii back in 2019, just before my blood clot thing happened. If you want like the full story of this photo, you just gonna have to watch that video. So I'll link the card for that. And then yet another picture of Japan's trip. So this is when we were in Harry Potter World, and we got some strangers to take a photo of us. They were very, very nice. And there we got my wand, and I ended up getting the same wand as Hermione. And then last but not least, well, I guess second last because I haven't talked about that yet, but second last is technically it's a towel. It's like one of those microfiber towels, but I just use it as like a decor piece. This I got from Sayumi's graduating concert back in 2014. I plan on doing a whole video on that trip because that was like one of the most memorable trips I've ever had. Short version, I got to meet her, and she's just as pretty as she is on that thing. Like, it's insane. You'd think that was Photoshop, but no, she's literally that flawless. Oh my god, she's amazing. It was so cool. But anyways, I'm gonna stop fangirling. So here is the last thing. Trisha and I got the exact same bulletin board, but sadly, this got scraped and I had to buy it like that, but I ended up getting discounted, so it doesn't really bother me that much. But basically, I pinned everywhere that I've been. Eventually, hopefully, there'll be so many other plugs, but until I can make more money on my own, that ain't happening. Alright guys, so that was my quick little office tour. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know what you think about my space. Sorry I went on a bit of more tangents, but let me know if you guys like these kind of mini vlog type of things. I wasn't really sure if I was gonna do that kind of content on this channel, but I mean, if you guys like this kind of stuff, let me know and I will do more. But yeah, I'll just cut this off because I'm literally running out of things to say. So I will see you guys next Scrappy Wednesday. Bye.